Continuation of One Piece episode 1082. The scene opens with Shinobu and Reizu, whose bodies are dry and brittle due to an attack from Ryokugyu. Even though their bodies were worrying, the two Kozuki clan guards were still alive and is undergoing treatment from a team of Mink tribal doctors. In between, Kinemon apologized to his colleagues for not fighting against Ryokugyu and is instead busy making out with Otsuru in the quarry. And none of the Akazaya 9 members have a problem with that, because Momo succeeded in controlling the situation and repelling Ryokugyu. On the other hand, Nekomamushi and Inuarashi suddenly summoned Carrot and unexpectedly asked him to become king of Makamo country. Carrot was initially unaware of what Inuarashi and Nekomamushi said, so he was shocked because he felt he was not worthy of the title of king. However, the decision was unanimous because Nekomamushi and Inuarashi decided to stay in Wano and considers that it is time for the Mink tribe to be led by the younger generation. Then continued with a reunion between Momo, Hiri, and Kozuki Sukiyaki. The three of them met in a room at the castle. Momo and Hiri couldn't control their tears after finding out that there were still family members still alive. On the other, it turned out that several members were already suspicious of Sukiyaki's real identity, even though he had disguised himself and had the name Tangayama Haitetsu. On the other, and this time highlighting the reaction of the Straw Hat Pirates regarding the Pluton in Wano, Frankie was the most surprised when Robin told him about the Pluton. In this arc, Frankie has burned a blueprint of the Pluton, asked if Luffy might want a Pluton, and Luffy confirmed he didn't want that. But Robin was still curious regarding Kozuki Oden reasons for wanting to open the Wano border, which will simultaneously release Pluton into the world. In the middle of a conversation about Pluton, Otamar suddenly appears with Shinobu, whose body suddenly turns thin and looks beautiful like in the past. The changes in Shinobu's body seem to be related to the events of the fight against Ryokugyu, where his body juices were sucked by the Admiral. But Luffy instead focuses on Tama, who is like a female ninja. Tama then confirmed that he would train to become a great ninja, so that he can join the Mugiwara crew in the future. In the midst of this happy atmosphere, Caribou apparently heard and couldn't believe he was getting information about the Pluton. He then mentioned the presence of Poseidon on Fishman Island, and intended to convey all this information to someone who was kept secret. Several days passed, and Wano is still in a very calm condition. Momo seems to be increasingly enjoying his status as Shogun of Wano, but when he was about to practice sword fighting with Zoro, Momo was shocked because all the Mugiwara members were missing from the castle. Hiri said that Luffy group had left Wano in the morning, and only Momo and Kinemon didn't have time to say goodbye. The scene moves to Takage Harbor, where Luffy, Lau, and Kit are discussing the route they will take after leaving Wano. From the 3 directions indicated by log posts, Lau chose the northeast, while Luffy and Kit want to go east. Because they have the same choice, Luffy and Kit take the lottery, and the result is that Kit gets east, while Luffy has to go southeast. Luffy didn't accept that, and said, "I'm a Yonko. Why should I lose the lottery?" Hearing about Yonko, Kid got angry and suddenly showed a poster of Buggy creating a cross-guild alliance with Crocodile and Mihawk. Kid doesn't accept Buggy Yonko's status, because the former Shichibukai member was considered not as strong as other pirates. Luffy also agrees and says that Buggy is stupid, and questions about things that happened in the outside world that caused Buggy to become a Yonko. Lau tries to be realistic by saying that Buggy can convince Crocodile and Mihawk to create an alliance, so that he is worthy of the title of Yonko. Apart from that, There is information that the Cross Guild Alliance also placed bounties on a number of Navy members. So now it's not just pirates who are being targeted, but also the Navy. Finished with that argument, Lau suddenly handed Kid a copy of the road poneglyph in Wano. Killer looked at the copy and said that now, Kid had to start getting serious about hunting for One Piece. At that moment, Kid refers to someone who has fire wounds, while saying that they didn't have much information about the figure. Luffy, who heard it, was interested in the figure, but Kid decided not to tell Luffy, and that made Luffy a little annoyed. One Piece Chapter 1056 closes with a scene at the Flower Capital Castle where Momo and Kinemon try to find Yamato whereabouts. Yamato turns out to be at the top of the castle and has decided to go to where Luffy and the others are. Then he's said to be able to sail the sea and live a life like his idol, Kozuki Oden.